Who's that guy in that old shirt? Who must be the fence expert? Who's that guy in that old shirt? Who must be the fence expert? Time to talk about the fences. It's time to discuss operations and expenses. It's time, it's really time to elevate small businesses. It's time for Joe to drop his knowledge. It's relentless. This rhyme of mine is getting a bit ridiculous. So here we go. We're live with Joe. Enjoy the show.
What is up, everybody? Joe Everest, the fence expert. I've got another great interview for you guys. Last week, we talked to Nick Reich with the AFA about all their educational opportunities, 71 education series, and he alluded to a couple pre-education series available at FENCETECH coming up this year. One of those is Leadership Academy. Shawn Holland has been gracious enough to come on to talk to you more about the Leadership Academy, also Veterans in Fence. This is a conversation you're not going to want to miss. With that, let's dig into it. Shawn, first and foremost, thank you so much for being willing to come on. We asked and you answered, and I can't say thank you enough.
Hey, absolutely, my pleasure to be here.
Shawn, for the few people out there that haven't met you personally, maybe a brief introduction.
Okay. Shawn Holland, man. I was born and raised here in a small town of Castelia, North Carolina. Closest thing's city of Rocky Mount. like I said, born and raised here, did sports here, went to college running track and cross country. Ended up 9/11 happened. A couple months later, I joined ROTC at Appalachian State. Commissioned, did an Army thing for active duty for 10 and a half years as a combat engineer. Decided, to come off active duty and jump into the workforce on the civilian side. Did a couple of different jobs over probably 3 years until I landed at Seeger's Fence Company. I was offered a wonderful opportunity to take over the Rocky Mount branch here in North Carolina. I've been doing it. It'll be coming up on 6 years. I've had, a lot of experience working with a lot of great people, just learning how to build a network and try and do the best I can with what God gave me.
Great. Well, and if I know anything about Seegers, you've got a great support network there as well. And they're a company that no matter who you talk to, everyone's got great things to say.
Yeah, man, it is. I definitely, with my wife and kids, I wouldn't have had this opportunity to do this without, those Ben, Bobby, and John supporting me.
Absolutely. Now, Sean, so you're obviously active in the AFA as well. Can you talk to us a little bit about how, and obviously probably through Seegers, you got in you went active with the AFA, but can you walk us through kind of what that looked like?
Yeah. I was actually, Michael Reed reached out to me. It was my first year in the company. Bobby Batchelor introduced me. And I primarily through just the leadership opportunities I've had, since I was honestly 22 as a brand new lieutenant. He said he had this idea about trying to put together a leadership program, that we could expand throughout. I mean, the big picture is throughout all be available for anybody within the AFA, and just trying to share more formal leadership training. Something that a lot of managers, I mean, you think about a lot of these fence companies, they start from the ground up, digging holes with blisters and, not really a whole lot of time for, formal education breaking away. We know how hard it is to get away for a week at FENCETECH.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, he kind of threw it out there and wanted to see what this would look like growing, and me and a couple others put some ideas together. And that was, building this leadership academy is actually how I got started in the AFA.
Okay. Very good. Well, and that ties directly into the conversation today, which is Leadership Academy. But before we get there, I want to press pause real quick. You talked about your military service, and you're also wrapping that into your involvement with AFA as well.
Yeah. In conjunction with doing the Leadership Academy, I was asked another initiative Michael Reed asked about putting together was Veterans in Fence. So along with Brian Boucher, he had asked us to try and, what does it look like to try and recognize veterans that are in the fence industry and show the appreciation and build the community for military people coming off, not just active duty, any military service. A big part of who we become while we're in the service is based off camaraderie, a sense of purpose. And I think that was the big vision is, man, we got to show the people in the industry that it's not just individual companies out there, but the military people understand the impact it can have to have, somebody to call on and, hey, look, I'm struggling, even though you might be a competitor. It doesn't really matter because we understand that the big vision is everybody's out there trying to do the best they can in the companies that they're working for and be able to lean on each other from a veteran standpoint to say, hey, look, I know where you come from. We have some common ground, common bond, common understanding, and let's move forward in a different industry. But it gives each other a sense of purpose, of camaraderie.
really a community within a community.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for the last several years I've attended, so there's a whole the special interest groups meetup, right? And it's not only veterans in fence, it's also women in fence, it's also the what used to be the new fence professionals, now it's emerging fence professionals, I believe.
Yeah.
So this meetup is a great opportunity, one, to meet people in this community, within the community, but also interact with others as well. I wanted to talk about that because I feel like it's important that if someone hasn't gotten involved, they should absolutely reach out, get involved, or just show up at the SIG meeting or the SIG meetup, because it's open to everybody. Like, no one's checking attendance. You don't have to pre-register for it, that sort of thing. But if you'd like to meet your community within the community, this is a great opportunity.
Man, absolutely. And on top of that, the less obvious invitation is not just for specifically for veterans and vets. It's not just for veterans. Honestly, like, we'd love to have just anybody in a supervisory or a managerial role attend, because that's part of what we talk about. My section specifically is dealing with mental health, the suicide awareness and prevention aspects, and really trying to educate, really managers and people that are that have people that work for them to be able to, identify signs of mental health issues. And that education is huge, because we love for and we hope that more veterans get in the fence industry, but it also trying to educate them on what to look for, getting techniques, from the veteran side, as well as someone looking out on the inside, asking the right questions, showing them the right or providing resources for them to get them help. So it's so much more than that, than just veterans and fence, but we try and educate the ones that have never really dealt with veterans before.
Sure. Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense, because we're seeing year on year more and more veterans come into the fencing industry, which is incredible. It's a win-win, right? And we've talked about this in the past when we're talking about veterans in fence, just about the incredible opportunity on both sides of the table. That one, it provides a sense of purpose. It is a community feel that can feel comfortable. But also on the business side, it's a great opportunity to bring someone in that has leadership experience, that has structure experience. It's a win-win, but we do also probably need to educate ourselves, to your point, on things to keep an eye out for and maybe key talking points.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had some great Van Morrissey spoke at our last one. Veterans in Fence came in, and just his testimony is powerful. But while we were in there, we had like 4 or 5 other ones, they gave their testimony. They said, hey, look, I'm here now. This is what I struggle with. This is how I dealt with it. And everybody, I guarantee you, everybody would say they left with 1 or 2 nuggets on how to either deal with something or to be able to handle a situation a little bit different than they had before.
That's perfect. And speaking on Van Morris, so this is the first year ever at FENCETECH that there's going to be a closing keynote as well. Folks, if you're watching at home and you didn't attend Van Morris's opening keynote last year, whatever else you do this year, you can't miss the closing keynote. Now, I'll try to make an argument that you've got to show up for education, that you've got to show up for the show floor. All very important. Opening keynote as well. I'm telling you. So Bobby said it best when we were talking about the keynote last year. He said, I think everyone walked out of that room just a little bit taller and a little bit prouder. And that's such a great way to sum up that whole experience. Not just, it wasn't a talk, it was an experience. I mean, talk about an incredible guy. And then afterwards, wanting to stay involved, right? Specifically with Veterans in Fence. And then this year, making himself available to come back as a closing keynote. What a guy.
I know. I'm telling you, it's good Lord gave him a great talent for sure.
100%, absolutely. Well, so let's talk about. So you talked about your service and how that related to leadership, and you're bringing those skills of leadership into the industry through Leadership Academy. Maybe let's talk about the who, what, when, where, why of it. So it's yourself and Robert Whitaker team up to present Leadership Academy.
Yep. Him and I will be partnering up to tag team this one again. Robert Whitaker, if you guys haven't experienced educational session with him, man, he's just great positive energy, man. Super knowledgeable, super passionate about just sharing his knowledge and trying to have a positive impact on people. But it'll be a great experience for everybody, and a lot of lessons learned, a lot of little nuggets is our hope, is to be able to put nuggets in their kit bag so they can go back and be more productive in their organizations.
Absolutely. So the other side of the who also is talking about who this is a good fit for. Maybe this is a great time to say you guys keep a pretty small group. We're not talking about a room of 30, 50, 75 individuals. You guys keep this pretty tight knit.
Yeah. So we've had several rounds of this over the last 4 years. I think I've actually taught it about 6 times now. And we continue after every single session. What are we doing good? What are we doing bad? How can we make it better? And part of that, we've had 30 plus people in these sessions before, and they were great. They were fun. They were good. But we have kind of seen that the smaller sessions are a little bit more engaged. And from those engagements, we feel like the ones that are sitting in the room really do leave better leaders and well equipped to handle some of the things that we discuss in the class.
Well, yeah, and in talking with you before this interview, this is really an interactive class, right? So this is a lot of discussion, a lot of interaction, which can be more effective with a smaller group. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, in our sessions, man, we'll have somebody that in the last one we had a young lady who just started up a fence, never put a post in the ground before, and just thought it would be a good idea to start a fence company. And we've had people sitting in the room that've been doing it for 30 plus years. And when you take and you put that much excitement from the young ones that have never done it in conjunction with the ones that have been doing it, for decades, you really do get some good teaching moments. Some, hey, I've done this didn't work, or some lessons learned or come out of this. It's unbelievable. I've done it, like I said, maybe 6 times now, and I learned something every single time.
I love that. And the reason I want to talk about being a small group is there's already folks registered, right? So, and when the number's 12, it fills up pretty quickly. Now, it sounds like there's still a few spots available, which is one of the reasons we're having this conversation, is so that folks have the opportunity. They know this is happening, that they have the opportunity to go ahead and register. But when it's full, it's full.
Yeah. You're right. And we have, like I said, it's really tailored to, the very inexperienced to even the super knowledgeable and experienced, because we really lay a foundation of what leadership theory is. And then we talk about the application of that leadership theory. And then we kind of go into some practical exercises, which are, everybody seems to be enjoying and engaged. But the ultimate thing we really try and get to at the end of the session is we talk about servant leadership. Servant leadership is really what we focus on, just because we found unanimously, and the ones who are serving others are the ones that are really reaping the benefits within their organizations. So that's kind of where we start, small, foundational, and then we kind of get to more application-based stuff toward the end.
Perfect. I feel like we just covered the what of the who, what, when, where, why pretty beautifully. It sounds like a well-rounded course, meaning that, to your point, someone with no experience can come in and leave with a tremendous benefit, but also the person that's been in the industry 10, 20 years also walks away with, kind of that full experience as well.
Yeah. And just to tap onto that a little bit more is the networking opportunity. I get text messages from, almost every session I've had, guys saying, "Hey, look, we did this in the community," or "Hey, look, I tried this and, this worked just like you guys talked about," or "Hey, I'm having this issue. We didn't really talk about it, but what's your recommendation?" So I'm getting that. And then when I meet other guys at FENCETECH that have been in this session, they say they're still keeping in contact with people that were sitting to the left and to the right of them. So the networking's another great opportunity.
I'm glad you mentioned the networking part of this, because we talk about networking a lot in relation to why to attend really any AFA event, whether it's the regional meetings, whether it's AFAU earlier or later last year, a little while ago. FENCETECH, that sort of thing, is being in the room, right?
Yeah.
And so when we're talking about Leadership Academy, you're specifically in a room with other people who value leadership and are trying to grow their leadership skill set.
Yeah. It's just like we get all of us get so busy in our day-to-day life, and not everybody does well sitting down reading a book, and extracting things from their knowledge from a book. When you understand the value of your time, and to be able to carve out a day, 2 days, whatever you can, in order to feed yourself professionally, I mean, the time is definitely, and the money is definitely well spent.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the win. Now, this is on Monday of FENCETECH.
Correct.
Right off the rip, we're starting with leadership.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's a 1-day course, but it's a full day course.
Absolutely. I tell them at the beginning of the class, they're going to be drinking from a fire hose. If they come, they ask a lot of good questions, take good notes. We do try and we get up and we try and get up and move around a lot, just because of it's a lot of information. But yes, when they sit down, it will be a full day.
And it 8 to 5. So when we say full day, you plan on showing up Sunday, because you're not going to show up Monday morning. The class starts promptly at 8, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, that's kind of my military in me, man. When it hits 8 o'clock, we're gonna be starting the presentation. The other cool thing is, like, and Robert, again, he spends a lot of time, devotes a lot of time to it. Guys afterwards want to have questions and ask questions till 6 o'clock. We're there to provide those answers or recommendations or discussion points.
I think that's what I appreciate. One of the things I really appreciate is all the educators that are involved with the AFA educational series. Is that's pretty common across the board. Mm-hmm. Is, this is the time, this is the class time. This is the time that we are devoting to this specific thing, but it doesn't end there, right? So it's not 5 o'clock. We turn off the lights, we shut the door, and we tell you guys we'll see you next year. This is one of those things, and probably tying back into the networking opportunity. That this is the coursework part of it, but it doesn't really stop there. It continues past the session time.
Absolutely. And this will kick off on Monday, and without a doubt, throughout the rest of the week, I'll run into the guys in the class, and we'll have continued conversations. So I love it.
What a great opportunity, and what a great way to start the week. Yeah. Right? Just talk about just getting fired out of a cannon. Now, in talking about the week, so it is Monday of FENCETECH. So the where would be Indianapolis this year. It's there. Nice thing I love about this setup as far as this year's FENCETECH is everything's right there, meaning that it's not really spread out throughout the building. Everything's, once you get to the main area, you're right there. So registration obviously is right up front, and then from registration they can point you in the direction to find the classroom for the Leadership Academy. Yeah,
they do a really good job of making sure everything's marked. So Absolutely. Shouldn't get lost.
Now, Sean, so the last part of this would be the why, right? As it seems pretty self-evident, right, of why leadership's important, because to your point earlier, we're guilty about this here, where we promote based on skills, and they're usually hard skills, right? The ability to build fence leads to becoming maybe a foreman, that leads to becoming a project manager, something like that. That they have the hard skills, but maybe not the softer skills, as far as in leadership being one of those. That seems pretty self-evident. But if we're talking about somebody that's on the fence, about whether or not to sign up, what would be that one or two extra nuggets here, or just tipping points of why they should sign up for Leadership Academy?
I would say the time that you can invest, and even that's for me. I mean, I teach the course, but I'm continually looking for podcasts to listen to, or seminars to go to again sharpen my skills. The moment we stop seeking that education, we're slipping backwards. I think even for the ones that have had some leadership opportunities to go to presentations or classes or whatever, this gives them another opportunity to really hear it from a different point of view. And you're going to listen to up to 12 other people in addition to us to own our experiences. And the beautiful thing about the course is when you're sitting in that much knowledge, if you don't take something away, then there's something wrong with that. Like, there's something to be learned from everyone in every circumstance. And we just try and formalize it a little bit up front, because you can retract that later, throughout the year. You can revert back to those moments where, like, hey, the instructors or one of the guys sitting next to me was talking about this. I remember them bringing that up at FENCETECH. This is how they handle it. So just building that knowledge base on how to engage in. It's incredible when we speak about the technical stuff and we talk about personality, the personality profile. It's funny to see their faces look back or tell us, hey, Sally in the office next to me, she's a so-and-so, so they can kind of connect those dots. It's awesome.
I love it. I mean, the biggest ROI is getting into the room.
Yeah.
Right? Just being, because of all of the above, yeah. Right? I mean, you're in a great environment to learn. You're surrounded by people who also value the same thing you're valuing. The fact that it doesn't end there, that you can continue that education, continue those relationships. I mean, I don't know, what else to talk about. I mean, it's for those reasons alone. Like, that's the reason, right? Like, that's the camaraderie, the education, the fact that you can, take these nuggets back to your business, however you choose to implement them. I mean, it's a massive opportunity.
Yes, it really is, man. I'm telling you, I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't had one person in those seats get up and be like, you know what, this is the biggest waste of time.
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed it. I think they enjoy it. Leadership
in general, right, is something that, to your point, is always like the education is never done, and the growth is never complete, right? That you've got to be in the rooms like that to just continually to hone your sword and keep it sharp.
Yep.
We also should talk about FENCETECH. If you guys haven't registered for FENCETECH, it is around the corner. We're going to go to sleep tonight. We're going to wake up tomorrow, and we'll be at FENCETECH is how this is going to feel. Now, me being a third-generation fencing professional, I know the life of fencers, and I know we're really good about scheduling things on the day they need to get done. But this is something that we really need to schedule ahead of time. Room blocks are filling up fast. We had that discussion the other day. You need to get registered for FENCETECH yesterday, preferably, if not yesterday, today. And this is one of those courses where you also, again, you need to get registered soon, because seats are filling up, limited to 12. And when they're full, then you'll need to catch it either at an AFAU or next year at FENCETECH or somewhere on the road.
That's right.
So for more information, register. American Fence Association has a great new website. You guys should absolutely check it out. The nice thing I like about the website is you can find the information like 3 or 4 different places. You don't have to hunt to find it. They make it pretty readily available. Register for FENCETECH while you're there. Also register for Leadership Academy.
Yeah, and Veterans in Fence for those that would like to be part of that.
I love it. I love it. Sean, like I said, we're going to blink and we'll be there. Can't wait to see you in person.
All right, see you in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Sean, I want to say thank you again. I thanked you in the beginning. I want to thank you again about being just so willing to come on and be giving of your time to bring the message of Leadership Academy. Hopefully it brings a few more people into the class that really take all of this benefit back to their business and help grow the business.
And man, likewise, I appreciate your time.
Of course. Guys, appreciate you tuning in. Again, for more information, AFA website, we'll link it in the description below. For now, Joe Evers, fence expert, reminding you that good fences make good neighbors.